Hello! So in this lesson, we're going to learn how to add and subtract algebraic fractions. What you have to bear in mind is that we add and subtract algebraic fractions in the same way as we add and subtract number fractions. And it's the one rule that applies, which is the rule of a common denominator. Once the denominators are the same, then we can just add or subtract the numerators, the top numbers. So our job is to try and make the denominators the same. Okay, let's make a start. My first example is going to be a very basic one, like x over 3 plus x over 4. Here I've got 3 on the bottom and 4 on the bottom, and I want to try and make them the same. So I'll do that by multiplying this fraction by 4 and then multiplying this fraction by 3. That's going to make them all have a denominator of 12. Now I'm going to end up with a new set of numbers. Let's have a look. This is going to be equal to 4x over 12 plus 3x over 12. Now that the bottom numbers are the same, I just need to add the top numbers. 4x plus 3x would give me 7x, and I don't need to do anything about the bottom numbers. Now all I have to do is just to write it down because it always stays the same. Okay, that's my first example. Let me give you another example. 5 over 3y plus 4 over 5y. We're just thinking about how we can make the bottom numbers the same. I've got 3y and 5y on the bottom. So I'm thinking in my head now, if I times this fraction by 5 and I times this fraction by 3, I'm going to end up with the same numbers on the bottom. So the same number on the bottom, let's have a look. 5 times 5 is equal to 25 over 5 times 3y is 15y plus 4 times 3 is 12 over 3 times 5y is 15y. That's going to give me 37 over 15y. Okay, happy with that one? Let's jump to another one. Let's jump to another example. On this one, I've got 3x minus 4y over 5z. Now this one's a little bit more challenging. You have to remember that all numbers are actually all fractions over 1. So if you make that fraction over 1, 3x over 1, then that would become 3x over 1 minus 4y over 5z. And if we times this fraction by 5z, then we would have common denominators. This will now be 3x times 5z will be 15xz over 5z minus 4y over 5z. Now the bottom numbers are the same, so I just need to take away the top numbers. But I got two different type numbers, so I'm not gonna be able to do anything about them. I'm just gonna leave the bottom number as it is and leave the top number just as a subtraction. So that's it on that question. Let's do one more question that looks a bit like an exam type question. This is like a higher tier type question in the GCSE or JAM or any of the exams that you're taking. X, as question 4, x minus 6 over 3 minus x minus 2 over 4. If we times this fraction, we times this fraction by 4 and then times this fraction by 3, then we would have 4 times x minus 6 over 3 minus 3 times x minus 2 over, oh, that should have been 12 over 12 over 12 on the side as well. Now we have the bottom numbers are now the same, so we can now expand the brackets. Let's write 12 on the bottom, and this would be 4x minus 24 minus 3x minus 6. 4x, collecting like terms now, 4x minus 3x is 1x. Minus 24 minus 6 is minus 30 over 12. We can leave it as it is, or we can simplify it further, but I think it's all right as it is. Okay, that's where I'm going to end it. Thank you. Bye.